Look, man, we are kind of living in a society where you got to invite everybody, especially when it comes to like classrooms and stuff like that, right? When it comes to parties and...
Well, it's from what I understand from my friends who are parents of kids who are going to school, that if you bring an invitation to school, you can't bring an invitation for one. You have to bring an invitation for all.
Right. You don't want anybody to feel left out.
Correct.
This one doesn't really have to do with school. This is just her daughter, who's 9 years old and wants to have her first sleepover. If you guys want to get in on this, hit us up right now at 1-855-BERT Show. My daughter is 9 years old, wants to have her first sleepover with a friend for her birthday. She decided to invite a little girl who she considers to be her very, very best friend. Very, very best friend. Not just the best friend. It's the very, very best friend. And if you know 9-year-olds, that changes from week to week. Every time she plays with this girl, it is always with her twin sister. So my daughter was in class with the one twin, and that's how they became close. But every time they play outside of school, it is with both girls. If she plays at their house, obviously the twin is there. If they play at our house, I feel obligated to invite both twins and not the one my daughter is especially or specifically friends with. She said for her birthday, she really wants to spend time with just the one girl. She feels the twin sister is kind of mean and she doesn't have as much fun when it's both of them. She said the two sisters also spend a lot of time arguing and it just ruins everything. So she's asked if she can have the sleepover, but not invite both of them. She is insisting that all she wants is time alone with her BFF. However, I don't know how I'm supposed to invite one and not the other. I'd love to know from parents of twins if there's a tactful way for me to ask their mom if one can come over and spend the night and not the other. 1-855-BERT Show.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
No?
No. Like the exclusion... I feel like there's just like a bigger lesson to be learned there. And I mean, unless it was the other twins' behavior was so atrocious. But yeah, sisters are going to fight. So the twins are going to have disagreements and stuff like that because that's what siblings do. But yeah, to have a sleepover and invite one and not the other. It stings, but is it like... No, that's something that honestly and sincerely, like as a young girl, I would remember that forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometime when Kristen gives her takes, I think I'm going to be a bad parent. I wouldn't even have thought anything of it.
Yeah.
I would have just said she wants to see her friend.
Cassie.
My best friends are twins from my childhood. We've been friends for over 25 years.
You like one better than the other one?
No, I don't. And that's what I'm calling to say is like, there are times when I was a kid, I hung out with one and not the other one if they were busy. And like, that's completely fine. But when it comes to sleepovers, always both twins. Now, I am best friends with both of them. So that's different. Like, they're both the godmothers of my children. They were both in my wedding. Like, it's not a problem having to pick one over the other. But it's like with twins, there are some categories because that bond is different from normal siblings too, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you can hang out like at a soccer game or a movie with one and not the other, but stuff like sleepovers are sacred, man. You got to invite both of them.
I'm going to take a different tact on this. You guys are going to attack me on this. So one of the kids is disappointed. So the mom has to say, you know what? The friend is just closer to one than the other. And the other daughter is going to be hurt by it, and then we all move on with our lives. I mean, you're making it sound like this is some kind of scarring experience.
It is.
That is going to be life-changing. I just don't feel that way.
Twins are constantly competing because, like, I remember my friends would always get the exact same Christmas present from people, just in different colors. Like, they're always treated as almost the same person. And so then when you have a split, which is annoying in and of itself, but then when you have a split like that and you're picking one over the other when you look like the same and everyone treats you the same always and you do everything together, that's super, super harmful. You can suck it up and invite the twin. If she only like hung out with one twin and never the other twin, that's a different story. But because you've set the precedent of hanging out with both of them regularly, you have to invite both of them.
If I'm getting the call and these are my twins and one is invited and the other one's not, I'm sitting down and I'm having a difficult conversation with the other one and they're going to be hurt and we're going to get through it.
As a young girl, I have distinct fond memories of being left out and being excluded. And because of that, in the way it affected me, I've really tried to make a point of not doing that because I know how it feels. So I'm telling you right now, I think it's actually being dismissive of saying, she'll get over it. She will get over it, but it will leave a lasting scar.
So even if your daughter literally like lays it out for you that this other twin is mean and I don't want to be around her, it's not good for me, you still feel like you owe it to the other twin?
So with kids and their relationships, and they are very finicky, and like you said, it changes from day to day. So I'm like, okay, give me some examples of how she's mean. And then that's a further discussion you have with the mom if there are behavioral issues with the twin. But I just, in my gut and in my heart, I would not be able to do it. Because
I just don't think that we can protect our kids from every pain that's going to like show up in front of their life.
No,
I mean, we want to
can't.
protect them, but you can't.
You can't, but you can't protect them from. But from some things you can. So some things that you can, you should. And this is one of those instances where you can step in and you can.
Here's Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Good morning.
Hello.
I actually have twin girls. They'll be 7 in November, and they're fraternal, and they have very opposite likes and dislikes, and I think it's actually very healthy for them to be able to go to a friend's house and not have to invite the other one. They're twins, but they're also individuals as well.
So I'm looking for a call coming in that says absolutely not, you can't. But unless I'm missing one, they're all saying it's going to be okay. It's just going to be fine.
Well, I mean, you could do it and you say, we want so-and-so to come over for a sleepover. And if the mom's like, well, can blank come over also? Or blank also wants to come over, then that's when you have a decision to make.
You say nope. Absolutely not. What a pain in the ass one of your daughters is. All right, it's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched? Well, you can get a lot more of The Bert Show for free on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.